So at what point did he, before being a whistleblower, and typically as a whistleblower, to do that at a young age, that could be career, it could hurt you with your career if you're going to come out and talk about it, right? So
Yes.
you have to be careful because all the other engineering firms to hire you, they may be like, whoa, do we want to hire a whistleblower? It's a little bit of a risk for him, right? What
Yes.
got him to get to the point of saying, I have to blow the whistle here with what's going on?
Yeah, he had his own startup plans. Before he quit OpenAI, in July, he had to he had a plan to start a startup with respect to neuroscience and machine learning. He did check with his friend from UC Berkeley who studied together, will you join me? So he already knew he was not going to be depending on anyone's job. He's going to create his own job and his company. And telling the ethics would demonstrate his integrity that would only help him secure funds, he said.
So this is July of 2024.
Yes.
He had already plans of starting his own company.
Yes.
He is still with OpenAI because I don't think he left OpenAI for another month or two right after that.
Yes.
What was the exact month? Did he leave in September or August?
August 4th.
He left August 4th. So, and then when did he blow the whistle? When was it when he blew the whistle?
In July itself, while he was there, we don't know the activities in the company, but what we know is he reached out to New York Times. So my assumption here is if he resorted to reach out to New York Times, maybe his voice was not heard in the company, so he wanted to go out. And he didn't speak to them completely, but he did reach out in the end of July. His interview was sometime in the end of August, published October 2023.
This is the one,
yes.
right? And what's the date on this, Rob, if you can? pull it?
October 23rd.
Yep, right
October
there.
23rd. Okay, so the title says, can you go up a little bit? OpenAI researcher, former OpenAI researcher says the company broke copyright law. And in this, I've gone through this, we've gone through the stories. If you don't mind sharing with the audience, what is he trying to say which copyright did they break?
Yeah, he explains extremely well, like what exactly is a copyright violation and why it's a concern, and about how these LLM models, like large models, right? AI models, why they are not really good. One of the major factors is the copyright law. That's what all these Hollywood actors, 400 of them, have signed against it, right? What they do is they have the AI engine, right? They feed the training data. To that engine, they put all the data for it to understand and learn. And that data comes from everywhere. It could be journal, it could be YouTube video, it could be any journals, any artist's work. When Google puts that in the page, they don't remove the copyright stuff. But what OpenAI does is, it doesn't respect the copyright law. And also the most important declaration he makes is, it changes the output. In his research paper, he also publishes mathematically why he believes it's a change of output. That means in a way, they're changing the work of the artist. And that's against the copyright law. And if anyone reads this article, he explains very clearly why it's a violation.
What is this, Rob, here?
This is, I believe, the WebGPT paper that you had discussed earlier that he wrote while in college.
Right. Can you go back to the New York Times one? So in the New York Times one, he's saying that over the past 2 years, a number of individuals, businesses have sued various AI companies, including OpenAI, arguing, that's not him, that's the New York Times, saying that they illegally use copyrighted material to train their technologies. Those who have filed suits include computer programmers, artists, record labels, book authors, and news organizations. So New York Times also sued OpenAI in December. And if I'm not mistaken, in your interview with Tucker,
Yes.
you were talking about the fact that a part of the New York Times document was sealed, not open to the public, but you were waiting till the end of January for your husband to become the estate administrator for you to have access to it. Did they end up giving you access to?
Yes, we have the access, but OpenAI did not share that information. They say like there's no such email. And the fact here is New York Times labeled custodian witness, 10 of them on November 18th. And OpenAI denied every one of them. On 25th November, They said only Suchir Balaji can be the custodian witness because he was not there at that moment.
That is strange.
That's very strange.
That's very strange. Yeah,
Very strange.
And then also the New York Times at the time, if I'm not mistaken, when I'm looking at the date, November 18th, New York Times court filing identified that New York Times attorneys, copyright cases on OpenAI, they had certain people that would testify, and one of the names, November 18th, was Suchir that would testify, Balaji that would testify against OpenAI. That's November 18th, okay? And then is this when he's leaving to Catalina Island for backpacking? Is he gone already or he's about to leave?
He was already there.
He was already there. Okay, so you already know that, OpenAI is going through this. New York Times is counting on the fact that Balaji is going to be speaking. Is that the one? Yeah, custodian request to court. New York Times argued that Balaji would have unique and relevant documents supporting to new plaintiffs' allegations of willful infringement, among other issues. The Times attorney had previously asked the court to designate 8 other current or former OpenAI employees as custodians in the case, including Ilya Sutskever, co-founder and former chief scientist, and that's the friend that you're talking about.
Yes.
And Bright Light Cap, the chief operating officer. Nowadays, more than ever, the brand you wear reflects and represents who you are. So for us, if you wear a Future Looks Bright hat or a Valuetainment gear, you're telling the world, I'm optimistic, I'm excited about what's going to be happening, but you're a free thinker, you question things, you like debate. And by the way, last year, 120,000 people got a piece of Future Looks Bright gear with Valuetainment. We have so many new things. The cufflinks are here. New Future Looks Bright. This is my favorite, the green one. Just yesterday, somebody placed an order for 100 of these. If you watch the PBD podcast, you got a bunch to choose from. White ones, black ones. If you smoke cigars and you come to our cigar lounge, we have this high quality lighter cutter and a holder for the cigars. We got sweaters with the Valuetainment logo on it. We got mugs. We got a bunch of different things. But if you believe the future looks bright, if you follow our content and what we represent with Valuetainment, with PBD Podcast, go to vtmerch.com. And by the way, if you order right now, there's going to be a special VT gift inside just for you. So again, go to vtmerch.com, place your order, tell the world that you believe the future looks bright. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.